Welcome back to our channel, Lessons from the Homeroom. I'm so glad you've checked in today, readers, to grow and learn. And this time, we're going to be reading poetry. So, in this video, we're going to talk about what is poetry and what are some fun facts. This will get us launched into a series on poetry. Hope you enjoy. Hug-a-War by Shel Silverstein. I will not play at tug-a-war. I'd rather play at hug-a-war, where everyone hugs instead of tugs, where everyone giggles and rolls on the rug, where everyone kisses and everyone grins and everyone cuddles and everyone wins. Well, guys, like I said, this is our unit on poetry. I found quite a few books within my own library and the public library, all filled with poems. So today our learning goal is to understand what is poetry. So our first part to today is discussing what is a poem, what is poetry, and some fun facts. So let's read the definition behind me. Poetry is a collection of words that express an emotion or idea. Let's pause right there. Poetry is a collection of words that express an emotion or an idea. So poetry is really, really powerful because sometimes it's long, but a lot of times poems are very short. But the author of a poem is very clever by expressing their ways to show emotion or an idea. And then the definition continues by saying sometimes with specific meaning, sound, or rhythm. So a lot of times we automatically think of poetry as something that rhymes. It doesn't have to. So let's read the full definition together. Poetry is a collection of words that express an emotion or an idea, sometimes with a specific meaning, sound, or rhythm. So many poems are shorter with a lot of really clever ways to use words and to describe an emotion or an idea. Now, some fun facts about poetry are April is Poetry Month, and I'm first filming this in April. Of course, you can watch it at any point in time, but April is our Poetry Month. Also, a type of poem called a haiku is the most popular poem, and it's a very, very short poem. All right, and the other fun fact I used is poetry is used a lot by musicians. So poems are a fantastic way to be creative and clever, to show a really specific emotion or idea, and a lot of times you can make it really have an awesome rhythm, and sometimes those can turn into a song. So welcome to our poetry unit. Let's dive a little bit deeper. So today I shared a poem with you, one of my favorites called The Summer Sun. And what's really important and specific to poetry is some of the vocabulary that you will be learning as we analyze and we explore poems. So in this poem, The Summer Sun, I want to teach you guys a little bit about each part of this poem. The first one is, as you can see, different than a narrative picture book or a chapter book, the way that it's set up is very, very specific. So each of these are what we call lines. So as you can see in this part, we have quite a few lines in this part of the poem, and it continues. So go ahead and count all of the lines in the poem. How many lines are there, reader? That's right. There's 5 here, and it mimics that. It's the same down here. There's 5 down here. Now, what I want you to know is these, you can see a big section, a big gap right here, and then it goes to 5 lines. Well, what this part is called, this poem has something called a stanza. This poem has actually 2 stanzas. So as you can see, this poem has 2 stanzas. and each stanza has 5 lines. There's 5 lines in this stanza and 5 lines in this stanza. All right, so now there's another thing that I really want you to notice. Let me underline and see if you can see it too. There's that. And there's that. We also notice in this poem that lines repeat themselves. Yes starts both of them, and on the third line is the same in each stanza. In the summer, in the summer. When this happens, when a line is copied, it's called a refrain. I like poetry because a lot of times you can find patterns in not just the words, but the line structure, the repetition within a poem. So poetry is so fun to explore. Here's just one really good example of a fun way to express the details of the season, summer. So enjoy poetry. We're going to dive deeper into what a narrative poem is all about.